Alrighty, welcome back to the video. On today's episode, it's our 100th subscriber episode, part 1. We have multiple parts here, but in today's episode, we're gonna go through every project we've been doing, that we have finished, and that we hope to do. First off, we'll be starting with the go-kart here, and then we'll be going around and talking about future projects and projects like that. So thank you for 100 subscribers, guys. It means a lot to me that you watch these videos because I do put effort and time into these, but thank you for watching. And so let's get to the 100 subscriber episode and go through every single machine for those who want to know the details and all that. So hope you enjoy, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Alrighty, here's my go-kart. So last time you saw it in the video, we had a motor on it and we did not have pedals. So let me catch you up on what we've been doing. So the motor and the clutch thing was kind of complicated because it was way too much to handle, and then I tried putting pedals on it from that one lawnmower over there, the Montgomery, but it didn't work. So I took the motor off, and that motor is actually going to go into the Montgomery Wards race mower. So that one will be fun and exciting. This one, I plan on still running the belt system, but I'm going to do a normal go-kart clutch, but with a, what do you call it? Belt, like a belt clutch on it. Normal belt go-kart clutch. So with, I think I'm going to run like a Predator 212 or 301 or whatever. Something like that, a little bit more higher up horsepower. So I plan on doing is this lever right here, our shifter lever. This is actually going to be our e-brake, so we're not going to have pedals. That way it's a little bit more fun to do drifting, and you can feel it like a sports car. Plus it's welded on here, so might as well use it. Still going to use this exhaust system. We're just going to have to recut it and reroute it. And then the dash is up here. We're going to take off the light switch and the electric start, but we'll still have the kill switch wired up and everything like that. We are going to replace the steering wheel with the same exact one, but better quality, because this one's bent, like bends and breaks. But we're going to keep the idea of hand control throttle here, and then we're going to have a brake lever here. So what we got to do also is we got to brace the bottom part of this frame. We got to do some X bracing and a pan. And then we have to get a seat cushion, because this is just temporary. Get an actual seat cushion that'll work with this pan. And then back here, we just have to set up the brakes. So, and then we got to rip off all the extra brake parts and everything. But yeah, that's it so far. We'll probably be working on this more wintertime and getting it done winter, because wintertime is my favorite for go-karts. Summertime's great, but wintertime you can do drifting and stuff like that. And getting that lawnmower and this go-kart going before winter, that's my main goal. I want to get these mini bikes going, but we have some work to do on the go-karts if we want to have some fun this winter. So let's get on to the mower and talk about that one now. Now, everyone must know this one. We've had about 2 videos on this. This is the legendary Montgomery Wards race lawnmower project I've been trying to get done and going. Well, I finally figured out what I want to do with it. We are going to take off this suspension. We're going to actually just cut these A-arms and weld them to the chassis solid. We're going to fix the hood because I had to do a little trimming. So inside, we're going to throw that 12-horse Tecumseh with the electric start, running powered headlights, the yellow one, because pretty torquey, can run headlights, and this thing's got, well, headlights on the front, as you can see. And then we're gonna get rid of the rear suspension here, so it's gonna be a solid chassis. But it'll have the ATV swing arm, it'll have a jack shaft going like right about here. So we'll have like a simple belt clutch on it, very easy for this one, because this mower has the space to do it and the levers. And then for brakes, same thing as the go-kart, we're gonna use hydraulic like e-brake lever, so we're gonna use this is our e-brake, and then we'll have a gas pedal down here and a brake pedal down there. We'll take from the go-kart again, and then basically that, yeah. So I got most of the parts needed. I just have to get some time finishing up this bike right here, and then we'll get to working on the go-kart and this one, which I'm excited about getting these things going. I can't wait to be driving these things around the winter. So it'll be very fun. We got some work to do on it, a little bit more body work and getting the axles mounted, but it should be fairly easy because just welding some pipes up, measuring, making all of it straight shouldn't be too hard. So let's get on to the next one on the Speedway mini bike we haven't seen yet, but really much about yet. Alrighty, here is the Speedway mini bike. This I just picked up from a buddy. Picked it up for about 120 bucks. Really good deal. There is some damage up here in the frame, which I'll have to be doing some TIG welding on. This is a gas tank from a 1970s Allis-Chalmers Briggs motor. And it needs some work. We threw a Tecumseh in there from Tim, from that mini bike we're doing with Tim. And then we made some plumbing, exhaust out of plumbing. And then we are gonna do, so it runs a belt clutch. This one actually has a belt clutch, so you pull this lever in and then you can just rev the motor and it acts as like a manual system. It's really cool. I just broke the belt on it though, and I need to trim the gaunch gear or the secondary shaft on the motor. But besides that, the thing is really fun to drive around. It putzes around pretty well, and it's decent speed. It's a 1-to-1 ratio in the front here with a pretty big ratio in the back, whatever Speedway use. But this is about a 1960s bike, so they're very collectible. So we're keeping it all original, so all the parts are bolt-on. We are going to be throwing aftermarket Mikuni on here for better throttle response and just easier idling, easier starting, because these carburetors don't like being bounced around and they're stubborn. So up here in front, we got a really rare leading link suspension like Harley's would have. So when you push down on it, that's kind of how it works. This bike does have a kickstand, and this is the original seat from 1960s. So this is like super rare right here. But yeah, I'm gonna be posting a video soon on this. This will be part 2 of the 100th subscriber episode of getting this mini bike going and driving. So you'll get to enjoy that. So let's get on to the Chinese four-wheeler I've made a couple videos on about and see what it's all about. Alrighty, this is my brother's little four-wheeler. This is Apollo 125 semi-automatic, meaning there's reverse, neutral, drive. Pretty much that. It's really boring. I picked this up from a buddy. I picked up 2 of them, and as you can tell, the suspension on this thing, the second one I got was put on the mower. The other motor was blowing up, so I spent time rebuilding this whole motor. But this is just a great little four-wheeler for me and my brothers to enjoy. It's not fast, but we can all enjoy it. It has electric start, which is really nice. It starts right up. It needs an air filter, but besides that, great little machine. So thank you for one of my buddy. Thank my buddy for this. It's a really nice ATV. So let's get on to the Kawasaki Mojave, one of the biggest and fastest machines I own. Alrighty, this is my Kawasaki Mojave 250. The first model, first year, it's a KSF 250A. It's 1987, so it's the earliest model they had. I have had this for about a year now. I bought it right after I quit my first job. I've had to do some work. I built a trunk latch here. I've had to recover the seat, which is now getting tears in it. And this motor is problematic. It has problems. Right now it's running a little iffy. It will need a bottom gasket rebuild, or bottom gasket on the top end. So down here, it will need that to be rebuilt. But besides that, the thing runs pretty great once it warms up. It doesn't really idle, but as long as you're manning a throttle, it's fine. I've had to rebuild the water pump and clutch cover side about twice now because of cracking. One cracked bolt and cracking the cover and another part. But overall, it is a great four-wheeler. It needs new rear suspension, but it's a great machine. I wouldn't ask for more because it's just fun and it's kind of safe. I enjoy it. So on to the next one, on the first machine I've ever owned, the Manco Go-kart. Alrighty, here is the Manco Go-kart. You can't see my face, camera angle, you know what I mean. This is a Manco Go-kart. This is, besides that Red ATV we sold, this is the original machine. This is the first machine I ever ridden by myself before in my life. I love this thing. It's never had problems. I mean, we broke the throttle cable once. We've had carb issues once. But then again, this thing's about 50 years old. We did destroy the brake here. There's no brake at all on this thing. But I can just buy a brake caliper piece or a brake drum clamp for it. They're not too expensive. But this thing's great. It's a little 5-horse Honda motor on it. It's never had any problems besides running too lean once. But it fixed itself up just running. So, and I have replaced the front tires. They do need to be replaced again. This side's really bad, almost being bald. So I'll have to flip over the rear tires onto the other side. Great machine. If you're ever wanting to know a good machine to buy, for starters, buy a Manco or buy anything that's like they stop making or they still make parts for, because you know if they still make parts for them, they're a really good, reliable machine. And yeah, just Mancos are great machines, and Honda motors with it too. They're just unstoppable, even if they're not powerful or not the craziest motors. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this Honda motor, this Manco combo, couldn't ask for a better project. This thing is just unstoppable and unbreakable. So let's get on. Let's talk about this one now, the MC200, and my goals and aspirations for it in the future of Motor Co. Now this is, as you guys know, one of my first successful mini bike projects. I've had multiple mini bikes. This is model V4 of how many mini bikes I've made. But this one was really special because the suspension on it, not the front. We don't talk about the front. The front's terrible. I couldn't afford a hydraulic front suspension at all. But what I'm saying is this rear suspension here, how the motor, when you compress it, or the swing arm and the motor are one piece, so it moves separate from everything. It's a great bike. I went off-roading on it. I have not made a full video on the finishing of this bike, but this is a great bike. Me and my uncle went off-roading with the CR80 and this bike. It did have a few problems, but that's to fix building model V5 of this. I really just wanted to test the suspension on this because this was just a like we're taking a chance. Like, you got to try different models and things. But this bike is awesome. The suspension handles really well. My uncle riding it too. He's really experienced with dirt bikes and stuff, and he said this suspension handled very well. He didn't see any problems besides the bike being a little too small and a little too narrow. But that's the thing. This is only one of the models to start off with. This right here will help us improve and make bikes. My goal is to make the best model of this bike, make it where it's front rear brakes, bigger tires, some with dirt bike motors, some with smaller like 212s or like Briggs, so you can modify them anyway. So like a mini bike and a dirt bike model of this bike, so like the MC200 and the MC250 to 500 depending on motors you get. But that's my goal and aspiration. I want to mass produce these bikes. But right now we're in the testing stage of making the chassis and just working out the kinks on my suspension and finding the flaws. Because right now the bike is great, but it has some problems like loosiness in the live axle, which is due to bad wheels and low quality forks in the front and being too narrow in the back where the sprocket's on the outside and too small of tires. But that's the thing. We can always work to perfect and make better. So I hope to make in the future, make these bikes where you guys can all buy them if you want and enjoy them. But I'm going to work hard on producing and making safe bikes that are really tested and made sure that so the next generations aren't damaged by it, but to be safe and to enjoy. So that is my goal and aspiration for this type of bike and my style of suspension. That's one of the main reasons I want to start my company, for people's enjoyment of my machines and just to be happy, make others happy. So on to the next machine. Let's talk about the tractor now, and then we'll get to everything we got to do on each project. So let's get to the talking about that tractor you've seen. This is my 1970s Sears or Craftsman mower. It's a Sears, but it's got the Craftsman steering wheel on it. So this is a really iconic mower for me. My neighbor had it sitting in the back of his yard for about 5 years or so. And before that, I don't think it has run about 13 years. The problem was they couldn't get spark off it. Now, the motor that runs in this thing is a Boxer twin Briggs & Stratton that makes 18 horsepower. The problem was it couldn't get spark. Well, I found a wire and I plugged it into something and it worked. So lawnmower works. It also has electric start, which is really nice. You gotta push down that clutch pedal and that. So this is a successful way to do a belt clutch. This is your lever, and then you have actually a transmission with this one. So this one's paired with a industrial size 3-speed with reverse. So 1, 2, 3, and then reverse speed transmission with high, low, and neutral, and parking brake. So this is high, low, and then there's neutral. That way you can't get it robbed. I hope to put a plow in this thing for the winter times, or make it like a great little like recovery vehicle. That way we don't, like, if we break down, this thing can like pull it back and everything. This thing is a really reliable machine, starts up every time. I don't think anyone would want to take this thing. It's got character. It has some little things here and there that'll go wrong with it every so often, but I'm not going to complain. Like, those aren't the original headlights. They're tractor headlights someone put on there. They ain't original rear tires. These are from a John Deere. We got an exhaust flap. This thing's got character. We named it the Frog Tractor, but now that you know about this, you can maybe be like, so where did you, how rare are these? I don't know. I've never seen another one of these in person, but you can probably search it online. They are really wanted, these type of mowers, because they've got the flat hood, the Boxer motor, which is really reliable. It's paired with the tranny down here, and just the reliability of these machines. They're so durable and tough. Put some chains and weights in the back and you're set for winter. So now let's just go overall every machine, looking through the engine bays and all the little details like that, and talk about what we got to fix and what's next up for McCallum Motor Company. So as I told you, this one just needs a new motor, throw some brakes on there, which I have, new steering wheel and a seat cushion, and some welding, bracing, and a painting. Probably take me, if I get all the parts in a few days, it'd probably only take me about 2 days to finish. But I just have to get a motor. Now this one, as I was telling you, it's gonna need some work, but we're just collecting parts right now. See, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna take this part and I'm gonna weld this to the frame so we have space for that big 12-horse Tecumseh. And then we have to hook up the steering and everything like that. But besides that, the chassis is really strong and really durable, so that one's gonna be pretty easy. Onto the really cool Speedway mini bike here. Let me zoom out so you guys can see better. This thing's a really cool bike. So let's talk about this, because I haven't really explained it. So, needs work on the rear, a little bit of the bearings right here. It's a little loose. I needed to get a set screw for the side of the jack shaft. These rear shocks are really stiff. They're from a Harley Davidson motorcycle, so we're gonna have to replace. That is the carburetor I'm talking about. These things have problems. They break. They just don't work well. Nice little Tecumseh. We're gonna change out. We're gonna try to make a gas tank for this one out of a little propane tank. And then here's our like mint condition seat. Really nice. We got some chrome handlebars on this bike because why not? And then we got kill switch. Oop, the bike's gonna like tip over here. Kill switch, we got the throttle, we got the front fender, which we gotta fix a little. We got the leading link suspension. See how that works. If you all who are curious, it goes down like that. And there's a swing arm right there, and then the front wheel runs off it. Over on this side, we got the little McCallum Motor Co. thing with an MC 300 cruiser. It's about a 300cc motor, or about. And then down here, we got the jack shaft. Here's our pulley, and here's our sprocket gear to the big sprocket back here. Inside, you'll see all the pulleys, and if I pull the clutch up here, see that's our clutch. Right now we have a secondary shaft up right behind this, which hits and rubs the belt, which cooked the belt, which is very sad, so I have to go spend 20 bucks on the belt. On this little thing, as I was telling you, down here, carburetor's right back here. See, it just needs an air filter. Besides that, it leaks a little oil, But besides that, it's a great little four-wheeler. So onto the big one, the Mojave. Of course, this is a really pretty four-wheeler. It's got its things like the melted plastic here, the zip ties up there, for the front tires needing tread, or there's like nothing there with dry rot cracks and everything like that. And then down here, as you can see, get my finger out of the camera. See all the plants down there and such. Our bottom gasket right here is going bad. And so it leaks oil, and I think it gets air into the system, and it kind of just makes it run-ishy. I'm gonna have to do a carburetor clean. I was up north riding four-wheeler, which will be part 3 of the 100 subscriber episode, me and my buddies up north riding. But yeah, we have some work to do on this thing, but yeah, it's still great a four-wheeler to work on. On to the Manco. Now, as I was saying, great go-kart. Not ever gonna complain about this one. Got to buy some new tires. These are the good sides. As you can see, this is the bad side. And then we got to buy a brake. If I can pull it off here. Yeah, the brake clamp actually snapped in half because it's been so used. But yeah, that's basically that, which, you know, it happens. It's the original brake. So onto the mini bike, talking about what do we have to fix on that thing. Just has a model bike. It's not really a crazy bike I'd ride constantly, but it would be a bike to fix and ride around and to showroom. Okay, here's the MC200. It needs the air filter with the emission line back into it for whoever likes emissions. I just have that in there. And then my theoretical swing arm. So the one problem is the wheel is loose. So you can do that, which is bad, but I will fix that. And then we need to reconnect the brakes here, or put disc brakes on and then put this clamp back on the, or put this clamp on the Manco. But yeah, this is mainly more of a showroom bike now because this is my first model of my bike. But this is really just like showing you what I have in mind for the future of my company and what I really want to do. We also have this really cool exhaust flap here, which opens up the exhaust flap, making it straight piped, which I love. Love going down the roads on this thing. It's very fast. Now let's show you the big engine of that tractor. Pulled to open the hood because on-scene that'd be very hard. So here's our tractor. There's one piston here and one piston over there. This one's a little bit more crowded because of the wiring. So that one little wire back here, see that orange one right back there? That one was the one that would kill the motor. So we had to do some work. We threw in a new fuel pump here. We cleaned out the air filter, threw a battery in it, new solenoid, and a fuse. And yeah, this thing starts up. The headlights even turn on, surprisingly, which I think is really cool. But yeah, there's all of our really interesting, cool mini projects. Also, Tim's mini bike. I don't know when I'll work on it, but it'll get done sooner or later. So, along with everything here. In total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 projects. And we have the project car, which I'm still figuring out if I want to scrap it or parts. But yeah, let's get to starting up the machines that can start. And so you guys can hear everything run and then put it away and end this kind of long video. Let's get to it. Alrighty. We have someone behind the camera now, so I can do a startup of everything. So we're gonna start off with this Chinese little ATV. So starts up like that. Give you a demonstration of the sound here. Alrighty, on to the Mojave. Alrighty, here's the Mojave. Give her a little startup and then put this little microphone up to the exhaust. I don't even know if she'll start. On to the next thing. Feisty she is. All right, onto the MC200. We have 2 exhaust systems on this, so it's going to be sounding pretty interesting. So, I'll give this little thing a second. We keep going. There you have the sound of the 2 pipes going. Now on to the tractor. So tractor, give me a second to start it up here. On to the next one. Beat this carburetor. Start up. That one sounded the best so far. I can't wait to get the clutch system built on this thing. Okay, now let's put all the machines away. Are we in video? We're gonna have to push the half of these back to where they belong, besides the tractor. Also, we have behind your phone is cameraman Xavier, one of my younger brothers. Cameraman Xavier, what do you think? Really cool. Sweet, sweet. Let's get to pushing all the bikes up. Yeah. Okay, time lapse. This is my shed. It has a roof, keeps the machines, the project machines and the tractor not wet. So we're gonna put all of them, the rest of them in here. So let's get to it. There it is. There we go. First one done. This one goes right here. Most of it's galvanized steel, so it doesn't rust, even if it gets the slightest. Right there. Oh, that's not galvanized. Yeah. On to the next one, the tractor and the race mower. No. Now you just lift up. Watch the rear fenders come off. All right, now let's throw the tractor in real quick. Should be very simple. It's right here. All right, so procedure. Turn the throttle up, pull the choke out. Turn the key, push the choke in. let's get back to the garage on finishing up the video, and I'll see you in part 2. All right, everything's back. We do have some work. We got that engine over there sitting on the workbench for the mower. We got things to do over here on these projects, like the shredded belt on this bike. But thank you for 100 subscribers, guys. I'll see you in part 2 of where we fix up this old bike, and on part 3 of me up north with me and my buddies. So thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's make it to 200 subscribers. I don't make money until I hit 1,000. So let's get that silver plate button. Yeah, let's get the silver plate button, as Xavier would say. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. And long live McCallum Motor Co. Here's a little after clip of all that. Spent about 30 minutes, just 30 minutes to an hour about editing all this video. So please subscribe if you haven't, and like the video if you can. I don't make money off this yet. I won't until I hit 1,000 subscribers, but wanted to ask you guys. I am designing my own logos for my company at the moment, and was wondering if you guys would be wanting to buy them, because I can make like stickers or t-shirts like that, but I want to hear what you guys think before I do all that. So thank you for 100 subscribers. It means a lot. I just started this channel for fun, but it's grown to something. So let's hit 200. I know we can do it. So thank you for all the video views, all the likes and subscribers, and all the good comments, and all the help you guys given me, and thank you for all that. And I'll see you in part 2 of the build series, where we work on the Speedway, and then part 3, the ATV riding trip. So see you next time.